I love the fact that I've been going at this without actual music. Because I've not been paying attention to my actually music. I'm, oh so very smart, aren't I? Hi, hello! Hope you don't mind, I'm not fully unsickened. Unsickened? Unsick, not sick. That's the right word. Hi, hello. Hope you're well, hope you're swell, hope you're dandy. I know I am. To a certain extent. Hi. Gotta uncover this one because I forgot to do that. Yeah, because we're going on console again today, so I can't be looking at the camera, so I don't have a way to properly look forward the way I intend to. Always, as always. Yes. Oh god, no. Don't unhook yourself. Stay. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you lots. I wanted to pull out the muff from the microphone. Thank you. As I can stay. As long as I know or can recognize where the friend of the microphone is, that's honestly ideal for me. But yeah, no, Ace Attorney, right. We haven't done this in a hot moment. Why am I doing it now? I don't know. I just want to finish it. That's the wrong screen. That's the right screen. Hi. We got everything back to the way it's intended to be. Just gotta make sure everything is set on the right direction and on the right screen. There we go. There it is. But yeah, continue. What? Pardon me. All right. I barely remember anything. Oh, to some extent. I remember things, but I don't remember the things that I need to remember. I remember we found out a couple more things about what happened in both embassies about Master II. We found out that Kay is innocent, obviously. We found out that there is a trapdoor in the fireplace, of course. Had Gumshoe walk through Bobbly's ink, which lights itself green. And turns out that the Yatagarasa shadow that we had in Fred was just two statues overlapped of each other, which I was not aware of. Because I'm a dumbass. Oh yeah, that old man. Agent Lang.
Lang Z says, little cubs never do they know the real fury of the elder wolves.
These quotes are definitely becoming increasingly difficult to decipher. And what does that mean?
It means that you'll never really know how angry I can get. Mr. Prosecutor, the counterfeit bills made with Bobbly's ink. They were all of Zhang Fa denominations.
Yes, so I've heard from Miss Von Karma.
But we don't know where the play money has gone.
I must not have figured out that it was all burned yet.
Ever since those things showed up in circulation, my country's economy has taken a big hit. Zhang Fa is in financial chaos as we speak. Because we can't tell the difference between our own bills and the fakes. It's not just the money. The citizens are also worried. Let's take the honor of the House of Lang on this. And I've come to this land to capture the mastermind behind this whole mess. I investigated how the bills were made and how the ink was smuggled into Zhang Fa. And I pursued the smuggling ring all the way here. But tonight, this is where the final chapter was written. Despite my frantic efforts to chase the smuggler down, someone got to him first. And now I'm called to return home without a single answer.
Agent Lang,
Don't start. Not your fault. Not anyone's fault, Mr. Prosecutor. Ambassador Alba, I'm sorry for all the trouble tonight.
Oh, no. It is I who should apologize. It was all because I was not strong enough. If only I was able to think of a better solution. Gadicus, you fool! Curse your empty brain!
You're being too hard on yourself, Ambassador. I take full responsibility for tonight. End of story.
I just noticed he wiggles his fingers down to the bottom while he's in his pocket.
Gina, let's go. Time to return to our den.
Yes.
I don't like to admit it, but there's not much else for us to do but to go home as well.
Agent Lang! A moment if you will hold it!
Hold it! Oh, it's my man. You're Wolfman and his secretary related. Hold it! Objection, pal!
Detective Gumshoe, have you got the results of the handwriting analysis already?
Yep, and that note was definitely written by Mr. Cochin, sir.
Just as I thought. Good work, Detective.
Yes, handwriting matches that of Manny Cochin. Right, because Cochin wrote to Master II to steal the other golden statue of the guy in the thing, because they knew that the one that was in the other territory, in the other place, not the Bolivian, the what's the place again? Hold on. Babal and Alabas. The statue in Alabas is actually the real one, while the one in Babal has been confirmed to be the fake one, but they were going to do a reconfirmation, and eventually they were going to re-merge themselves together. 72, goddamn, that's an old man.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, how long do you intend to hold us up for?
Sorry to have made you wait, but I believe that now everyone is finally here. Agent Sheena, I'd like to ask you something, if you don't mind.
Yes. I just realized her glasses, the shading, or the refraction on their shades is freaking cool. It's very chalk-like. Very Omori.
How exactly did you fail to see the autograph? When you were in the neighboring room to where Mr. Cochin was killed. I'd like you to explain that to us.
What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, what are you doing asking her about something she didn't see?
Lang hasn't touched the Babal investigation at all. I suppose I'll need to explain a few things to him first.
Miles Edgeworth, I can't even begin to imagine what's going on in that head of yours.
No, Von Karma. The only thing going on in my head is the pursuit of the truth.
Oh, it sounds like you have some sort of plan. Very well, I'll supervise you until the end. She's seriously going to treat me as a subordinate for the rest of the day.
Barely.
You're not trying to pick a fight with my subordinate on some flimsy guess, are you?
I'm not trying to pick a fight, and the evidence is hardly flimsy, as you will see.
Yeah?
I should have known that you and I are destined to fight it out to the very end.
It would appear that way.
Damn, they're cool.
Well, I'll prove her innocent, so let's see what you've got, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
With pleasure. With pleasure indeed. For my opening argument, I'll discuss the Yaragaraths that appeared at the bar and establish exactly what it was that Kay saw. Agent Lang, I assume you've been briefed on Kay's testimony?
You mean the suspicious person in the code that she saw? That's right.
That's right. That person is one of the keys to solving this case.
Let me just turn my thing around.
The person who pretended to be the Yaragaraths.
I'm gonna wear my cloak backwards so I can be fully covered from the front and not worry about anything, because data.
Pretended? And what do you mean by that?
I'll get to that in a second, but first I want to review what Kay's mystery person did. Kay, if you could please explain for us what the person you were chasing did.
Okay, you got it! I first spotted the suspicious person near the open-air stage on the Babalee side. I called out to the person, but as soon as I did, that person ran off. I thought it was rather suspicious, so I immediately gave chase.
For the sake of argument, let's call the suspicious person the Yaragaraths. Now please tell us what happened when you chased the Yaragaraths up to the 3rd floor.
Can do. I chased the Yaragaraths all the way up to the 3rd floor of the Babalee's Embasy. Pretty straight chase down the hallway until the sudden turn. The Yaragaraths had disappeared around the corner, so I did my best to catch up. When I turned the corner, I saw the Yaragaraths run into Mr. Cochin's office. I gave chase and ran into the room. When I entered the room, it was pitch black. Didn't see a thing. Felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the light, but then... Who's there? By the time I turned on the lights, the Yatagarasa disappeared.
When Kay entered the room, the person she was chasing was already gone. What do you suppose that was, Agent Lang?
What do you mean, what do you suppose?
It's obvious.
The person slipped out through the door behind the girl under the cover of darkness.
Sorry, but I know for a fact that the person didn't escape through that door.
Oh, and how do you know that with such certainty?
That's easy. If the other girls had left through that door, they would have ran right into this person.
Either Gumshoe or I'm going to say Gumshoe.
Take that!
Oh, no, not.
Hi, Mr. Prosecutor. You sure you're not losing it?
I haven't lost anything, and it's certainly not my mind.
Maybe not, but you definitely have the wrong person. Maybe just terrible with not only logic, but the names as well.
Ah! These are add insult to injury. Think, Miles. Recall the circumstances around Kay's near arrest. I'm right next to Mr. Coach's office.
Okay. Yep. It was Sheena.
Take that!
That's the one we were trying to indict.
Your answer's Sheena.
Yes, because let's consider what would have happened if the Argos had used the door. When Kay screamed upon discovering Mr. Cochin's body, the Argos would have run right into Agent Sheena, who was in the next room over.
Ugh.
Agent Sheena, would you mind telling us if you saw the suspicious person in question?
No, I didn't see anyone.
You see, therefore, the Argos could not have escaped her. Oh.
It just means that the creep slipped out before Sheena made it out into the hallway.
No, is that Snowball Senpai? It sure fuck it is.
I doubt that, as there was another person in that hallway, a certain detective. Detective Gumshoe, where were you exactly at that time?
Me, sir? Well, when I heard Kay scream, I ran towards Mr. Coach's office from the opposite direction of Agent Sheena, sir.
So, Agent Lang, can you explain how someone could have eluded both of them? Even you must concede that under these circumstances, the door was not a valuable route.
Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. You nailed him with just an explanation of what happened.
You know, that was a wrong read. I'm so sorry.
Yes, I've eliminated one of the possible escape routes from that room.
This is far from over. I need to make Agent Lang aware as well of yet another possible escape route the Yatagarasa could have taken. Yeah. Uzi. Yeah. Oxygen.
I get it. So that's what you were trying to show me. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, let me guess. This is what you're trying to say, right? Because the door was not a viable escape route, then there must have been another way out.
Precisely.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, time to bust out with our revolving fireplace wall explanation, right?
No, not quite yet.
Huh? But why? I thought this would be the perfect time.
The revolving wall on the Bobbly side is known to only 4 people. And if we use this information unwisely, the truth may escape us in the end.
What's with all the whispering over there? Scared I'll figure out your tactics.
Nothing of the sort, Agent Lang. Come, let's continue where we left off.
That smug, haughty attitude of yours. You really rubbed me the wrong way, you know that? Well, no matter. I figured you out already anyway. The only other possible escape route besides the door is the room's lone window. And since an eerie picture of said escape route exists, are you saying that this photo captures the moment of the Yatagarasa's escape?
I guess Detective Bad must have filled him in on this photo.
I have to admit that at first I thought the window to be a possible escape route as well. However, I now know that could be impossible.
Now, I realize you may not know this, but humans can't fly.
No, I gotta give it to them. Gotta give him to him there. You know, he's got us. It's true. We can't fly. Okay, Lang.
Of course I know that. That's bloody common sense. Besides, I never said I thought that photo to be of the Yatagarasu's escape route.
I suppose not. All right, then. Explain yourself.
The shadow in this photo is not the Yatagarasu that Kay was chasing after.
You can say whatever you'd like in whatever language you want. There's only one language I really understand. The language of evidence.
Very well, then. I present to you proof that the person Kay saw is not the same as the one in the photo.
Good question. Photo taken after the first fire on the 4th or 5th floors to take place. I mean, the one the same. Can be the same one as the one as that Case saw. First fire of the Bobbly's Embasy occurred during the Gem Ninja show. The fire occurred on the 4th, 5th floors. It took till the end of the show to put the fire out. Second fire of the Bobbly's Embasy occurred after the Gem Ninja show. The fire occurred on the 3rd floor, and Mr. Coach's office caught fire during this.
Take that!
Photo itself?
Let me explain to you precisely why the shadow of this photo is not the Yatagarasu Case saw.
Yeah, because it's after this photo was taken after the first fire, not after the second fire.
Case spotted the Yatagarasu heading for the 3rd floor during the 2nd fire. However, the photo in question was taken just after the 1st fire.
Same result.
Yeah, way to go! That's twice you've bit him in the butt now.
We're not done yet. You still have to explain what that shadow is. And how the Yatagarasu escaped. I don't suppose you can answer both, can you?
Regarding the photo, I admit that we don't understand what it means quite yet.
As I thought.
However, the Yatagarasu's escape route, now that I can answer.
Can? Well, then, Mr. Prosecutor, go on. Enlighten me.
Hold it! Even if I explain it, you'll try to find some flaw with what I have to say. You were busy heading up the Alabaston investigation, correct? In that case, I doubt you'd have much knowledge about the Bobbly side of the case. So wouldn't it be best if the lead on that side, Agent Sheenaz, explained in my stead?
Sheena is my subordinate. If I don't stick up for her, how could I look her in the eyes and call myself her boss?
Lang, it's all right. I can take care of him.
Sheena,
You've shielded me a lot as my boss. But it's time for me to prove my worth.
all right. If you're okay with it, then you have my support.
Finally, it's down to just Agent Sheena and myself.
This is where the battle really begins.
Now then, what is it you'd like to ask?
Let's see. Why don't we start with your movements inside the Bobbly's embassy? Time to cross-examine the shit out of you. Cold. It is very cold right now.
Nice. Okay, yep, nope, everything works the way intended. The way as it's supposed to.
During the first Bobbly's fire, I assisted in putting out the fire. During the second fire, I was searching for the Yatagarasu that had appeared in Babal. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Yatagarasu. To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical if that the girl's Yatagarasu even exists.
All right, bitch.
And that is all I have to say. But I'm not lying when I say I saw the suspicious person run into Mr. Coach's office. Like I said earlier. I have no intention of retracting my testimony. Good.
Just to confirm, did you have a partner with you when you were on your investigation?
No, I moved alone.
In that case, you have no one to corroborate your alibi. Is that correct?
You calling her suspicious because she was in a room by herself? How pathetic.
And it wasn't when Agent Sheena tried to arrest Kay under the same rationale.
Fuck him up.
How about when you accused Larry because he was the weapon's owner?
Not that it's unexpected for that useless lamp to get into such a situation. Although I suppose it's never got a good idea to let mistakes go uncorrected.
I'll make no excuse for what I did in that situation.
You should apologize right now for making Kay out to be the killer, pal.
I'm sorry. Gina, apologize.
I'm sorry.
It's really okay. I mean, I'm not under suspicion anymore. Right, Miss Edgeworth?
Well, I never doubted you, not for 1 second.
And the same goes for me. I believe in Gina.
Well, let's put that to the test and see if she's really worthy of your trust.
This promises to be interesting.
Right. There's movement.
During the fish bubbly's fire, assisted in putting out the fire.
I guess we just press it.
So you help with the fire extinguishing effort?
I was in charge of the police of the bubbly on the bubbly side, so I helped them with their work.
Police doing the job of firemen. Really know how to work people.
Sure she does. Because she's one awesome woman who knows how to manage.
I guess so. She's always bringing you a business card or a scroll at just the right time. Prepare everything before I'm ordered to. That is the definition of a secretary.
She kinda seems more capable than Agent Lang, doesn't she?
At the very least, she's certainly more capable than you, Detective.
Oh, I kinda had a feeling you were going to say that.
Fuck you, Edgeworth. I'm just doing his best. You douche nozzle. All that blanketing.
Gina's more than just a capable secretary, you know. Yeah, tell him what other things you're good at.
All right. During the second fire, I was searching for the Yatagarasu that appeared in the ball.
Okay. So you do admit that there was a second Yatagarasu. Or a Yatagarasu.
By the second second fire, you mean the one that consumed the third floor of the ball, correct?
Yes. And that was when the suspicious person was spotted in the ball. Then you were after the same person in the long coat that I was after. There's no proof that the suspicious person was really the Yatagarasu. Because no one was able to get a good look at the person's face.
By the way, how was your team's investigation?
In order to extinguish the fire, water was pumped into the third floor via the window. So the majority of the investigators conducted their searches on the other floors.
Maybe they did, but there was one person who was wandering around lost on the third floor.
When the fire was pretty much out, I moved to investigate the third floor.
And you were that alone?
Yes. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Yep.
So you were in the room next to Mr. Cogent's office?
I already told you I was earlier. As I was examining the neighboring room, I heard that girl's shrill scream. Upon hearing her, I immediately ran towards Mr. Cogent's office.
Wherein you proceeded to arrest her, as I recall.
Yes, I did.
But she was totally innocent, pal. I thought we had already cleared that up.
And I thought I had already apologized for my behavior. Now, the tenacious detective would be so kind as to be quiet.
Oh,
I have to agree. Right now is not the time to take issue with that.
not you too, Mr. Edgeworth.
What I do take issue with is the fact that you didn't see the Yatagarasu, Agent Sheena.
The prosecutors of this country are all so strange.
Although I was in the next room, I was able to catch a glimpse of the Yatagarasu.
You were unable to catch even a glimpse despite being in the next room. Is that true?
I really hate to repeat myself.
I'm sorry for inconveniencing you. However, I simply wish to make sure that you're not misremembering something. We wouldn't want you to be accused of lying later on, would we?
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. You calling Sheena's testimony a lie?
Agent Lang, I'm talking with Agent Sheena right now. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't interrupt us with superfluous comments.
Aw, I feel kind of bad for him.
I understand his pain at watching one of his subordinates being accused. However, I cannot turn my eyes from the truth.
Lang, I'm all right. And as for you, I think you should be focusing your doubts on that girl rather than me.
And why is that?
To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical that the girl's Yatagrasu even exists.
Those are the Yatagrasu.
Ah, got it. I'm smart. Hello, kitty.
Being in the room next to Mr. Cochin's office is the problem with your testimony.
All right, what you got, Lang?
Mr. Prosecutor, I don't see what problem you're talking about at all.
Agent Lang, do you recall the secret we discovered about the Alabastian office fireplace?
Huh? Oh, you mean how it connects to the office with the room next door? What about it?
Well, Alabast isn't the only country with secret connecting fireplace.
What?
The fireplace in Mr. Cochin's office holds the exact same secret.
What?
The Yatagarasu didn't escape through the door to the room, or the window. The escape route was through the revolving fireplace wall and into the next room over. Now do you see? The Yatagarasu had escaped into the next room. Then the thief would have run straight into Agent Sheena. Meaning that it's impossible for her to have missed the Yatagarasu.
Yeah!
Or maybe it's some more high pitch. Yeah! What's the meaning of this, Miles?
Well, would you care to explain, Agent Sheena? Have you managed to completely miss the fleeing Yatagarasu, or shall I? Your claim that you were in the next room was a lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is, you were the one Kay saw in the coat. Pretending to be the Yatagarasu, and you were the one she chased after. As you tried to lose her, you ran into Mr. Cochin's office.
I can't really talk without breathing. Well.
And headed for the fireplace. Then you shed your coat in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent Sheena. After that, you came back around to place Kay under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah.
How dare you make Kay look like the bad guy when you're the suspicious one, pal?
Oh no!
Sheena?
That laugh! The bitch!
I remember this irritating laugh.
I'm getting chills down my spine.
Can't be. But it has to be.
Sheena? What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry. It was so funny that I couldn't help but laugh.
Funny, you say?
Yes, that you would accuse me of being the Yatagarasu. The prosecutors of this country really are all so very strange. You think you can get away with this by simply laughing it off? You think I'm taking things too lightly? I think not. It's that prosecutor who is. Am I? Look, everything you said earlier is nothing more than mere speculation. The Yatagarasu fled through the fireplace. Do you have any proof to back up your claim? If you don't, then you haven't proven a thing regarding the Yatagarasu's escape route.
The tone of voice you're taking with me now has certainly changed.
That's because it's been a while since I've had this much fun. I think I'll let loose, and then we can have a real battle of wits.
Yo, bet. For an agent of Interpol to show me the true power of her mind, it's a great honor.
Don't underestimate me. I'm not some foolish broad, you know.
I know. And that is why I won't hold anything back either as I answer your question.
My question?
Here's your proof that the revolving fireplace wall in Babal was used recently. The fireplace again!
Or is this money? It has money.
I'm sorry, but is this really your honest answer to my question?
Yes. According to Ambassador Paleno's testimony, he said that he was burning some documents in the fireplace with Mr. Cochin.
Oh.
The ashes of what they burnt were left in the fireplace, so they should have been there. However, when we went to investigate the room, the ashes weren't there.
Why is that a problem? Maybe someone cleaned them up.
Unfortunately for you, Ambassador Paleno said that he forgot to. And so the question remains, why were the ashes missing? The answer is simple. When the Yatagarasu went through the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room by the wall as well. The movement of the ashes that were in Mr. Cochin's office is my proof. And just what's so funny?
I'm gonna say, except you're Snowdom. I'm Snowdom. What do you mean what the fuck even that he's a Snowdom?
Ash as proof? Are you even allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? You still wish to fight us? Of course. Why wouldn't I?
In that case, let's hear your counter-arguments.
My counter-argument, huh? This really is just like being in court.
Well, to me, we're simply continuing from where we left off all those years ago.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It doesn't matter if we're at a crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now.
I suppose. I've had a lot of fun today, but I grow wary of this game of cat and mouse.
All right, mouse.
Let's make this the last testimony, wrap this absurd case once and for all.
All right.
In my eyes, all you've proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace, now can you? So then, who was it that used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence.
Hold on. I want to see if I can... No. Options. Audio. Soundtrack. They're both fine.
Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation. We found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Cochin's office. And there you have it, my counter-argument.
That's very impressive. Seen through the fact that I've yet to gather that one piece of evidence.
Right, fair.
What is it, Kay? I haven't heard a peep out of you in quite a while, you know.
If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave the rest of it to us. But
Hey, pull yourself together. You are the true heir to the Yatagarasu name, are you not? If you want to steal the truth, you must never take your eyes off of it. This chase you're running to catch the truth, you must see it through to the very end.
Sir Edgeworth, you're right. I will see this through to the end. So, you go get it for me, Mr. Edgeworth.
With pleasure.
Looks like a lack of evidence have left you wide open, doesn't it?
Nah. Please. Show me you're someone I could trust.
Don't worry. This will be the deciding match, you'll see.
I'm truly sorry, Ada Fang. But I simply cannot allow her to escape me again. Very well then, Agent Sheena. Shall we begin?
I'm ready whenever you are.
A rebuttal?
Rebuttal me!
I proved that the rotating fireplace wall was used, but you can't really call that proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace, now can you? It was that used the rotating wall. Your answer with real evidence. I mean... Yes. Another because of use of fire fitting, bird bubbles near. Sticks are growing. And a coach hidden. No, that was not intended.
Piece of evidence shows cultivation.
I did not mean to do that. Okay.
I sense you agree with my conclusion.
No, I just don't have a worthy response.
In any case, there's some documents I need to attend to. She feels that she has no need to counter my argument. Fun. I just goes with that, but doesn't talk about the fact that the length of wire was wound up and set by balls of granite Gothic clock, left by Felicity U 7 years ago. This is guarding the safe. Wet for some reason. No. It's just presser. That'd be better to do.
Hold it. It sounds to me like you're saying my explanation is not good enough.
I was able to go through the revolving door myself. That should be proof enough even for you, pal.
It looks like you don't quite understand. But by your looks, I can guess that you're not all that learned.
Oh, talk about rude. You watch what you say, pal.
Sadly, I can't say I disagree with her on that one.
Fucking damn. But you know what I mean, right? You may have proven that the fireplace was used. But you can't really recall that proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace. Kinda.
They want proof that you... So you want to prove that the Yatagarasu was the one who used the fireplace?
That's right.
Well, do you have any?
Can you prove that it wasn't the Yatagarasu who used the fireplace? I don't need to prove anything to you. Oh, objection!
Hold it. If you could please not steal my line.
Sorry. I just couldn't hold it in anymore.
Well, don't fret and leave it to me. All you have to do is sit back and watch.
I'll go around without any of it is meaningless.
Okay. It's possible that the Yatagarasu left fingerprints inside the fireplace.
Sorry, but I had the forensics team check that already. All they found were prints belonging to the Ambassador, Paleno, and Mr. Kochi.
Curses! Should have known better than to think the Yatagarasu would have been so careless. Must be some sort of evidence that we still have yet to find.
Thinking of no further objections. We've already finished our very thorough investigation.
So Interpol has finished examining the entire Babalese embassy.
Yes, investigators who weren't allowed in Alabas were incredibly helpful. They all put in great efforts to search for any sign of the Yatagarasu. And yet, despite all that effort, it appears that they failed to notice a lack of ash in the office fireplace. Furthermore, you were the one who inspected in the room next to Mr. Coton's, correct? I didn't notice the ash there in the fireplace of that room, and for that, I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologize, Sheena. As your boss, your mistakes are my mistakes. Allow me to apologize for you. I'm sorry.
You know, maybe this guy's not so much a bad guy after all.
To apologize for your subordinates and everything. What a great boss.
You're saying that I don't do anything for my own subordinates?
No, nothing of the sort, sir. You're someone I really respect, sir. Even if you are a bit too strict sometimes.
That's only a problem on your end.
Wow, way to be super hard on him in response.
You're really too strict on everyone.
Anyway, Sheena, you didn't find anything in Mr. Coach's office, right?
That's right. We finished our investigation. Found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Coton's office. This?
Hold it!
Maybe not.
So you really didn't find anything?
Yes, as I said, not one suspicious thing. Although, as you already know, we did find the Yatagarasa's key and the document detailing the smuggling operation. But we still haven't found the blade that belongs to the Bobbly's knife handle yet.
What? Excuse me. Hiccups!
Out of nowhere. You see, my subordinates worked hard to investigate everything. So there was nothing else to find, all right? Whoa!
Except there's people.
Oh,
Langsy says, all men are brothers and friends become family.
so you see, my people are my family, and their families are my family too.
That's a rather large family you have there. Well, excuse me. Hold on. Give me a minute. Ah. Eh. I can't reset my hiccups because of fucking stuff else. Me. 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 Right. Yeah.
Yes, but as we all know, there's always one black sheep in any family. And though it pains me, Agent Lang, you will know the black sheep in your family.
So, do you actually have any proof that the Yatagarasa used the fireplace passageway?
No, I haven't found any yet.
Then what are we going to do?
And there's no need to worry. Because there's a loophole in Mrs. Interpol Agent's argument we can exploit first.
Well, in charge of the Bobbly's investigation was not Agent Lang. It means with Agent Shina in charge, possible should be have tampered with the evidence. The piece of evidence we found. There's one thing I do know, it's that someone tried to hide it from us.
The master note or alabaster knife?
Objection!
No, not the knife. The handwritten note?
Objection!
No, still not.
What sort of...
I don't like to waste time dumping subjects that don't warrant it. That I was mistaken. I suppose it goes to his office. Who was it? King?
Objection!
No. I want to say... And the testimony again? I don't know.
Objection!
No, doesn't seem like it. Not sure what the contradiction is here. We already pressed everything.
Hold it!
No. Apparently, have not found a single suspicious thing. fireplace here? I would assume so.
Objection!
No. Would it have to be that? The wire?
Objection!
Oh, right. Yeah, no, because we did find that in the office, so. Okay. I'm a dumbass. I forgot. That's what happens when you don't play a game for long enough.
Where you say that, you and your agent have finished your thorough investigation. Are you absolutely certain that you didn't overlook anything?
Well, aren't we full of ourselves standing there insulting Interpol agents?
You better not be insinuating that my men are incompetent, Mr. Prosecutor.
I'd never do that. However, it doesn't change the fact that they did overlook something. I'd like for you to take a look at this length of wire.
And what exactly is this supposed to mean?
A length of wire. So what about it?
I'll tell you what, we found this in the Barbalese Embassy not long ago.
What?
And we found it wound up inside the grandfather clock in Mr. Cochin's office.
You found that? At the scene of the Mr. Cochin's murder?
But this wire wasn't all we found. We found one other very important thing.
More?
In Mr. Cochin's office, there were signs that someone had burned counterfeit bills there.
What in the...
Yeah!
Hold it. That evidence was something you found out through that girl's machine, right? So what if it was? Ah, that's what I thought. But unfortunately for you, a recreation made by a machine is hardly concrete proof. Among the ashes you found in the room, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills?
No.
You see, there was nothing in that office. Nothing you could call evidence anyway.
Objection!
I'm sorry, but I seem to have given you the wrong impression.
How so?
I don't recall saying that I was presenting evidence of any sort. But rather, I was pointing out that your investigation was incomplete. And that this throws doubt on the purity of your investigation into the Yatagarasu.
You still suspect me, I see. All right, then. I ask that you point out what part of my investigation is incomplete.
The other Interpol agents worked under the command of Agent China.
Is it not possible that the reason that the person K was chasing chose the third floor was because that person knew there would be no other agents on that floor? Furthermore, we've come to see that Agent Shina was only pretending to be investigating the Yatagarasu to the point of arresting K. Okay, there's one location that no one is yet to inspect.
Our team's investigation was incomplete because they failed to investigate this location.
Take
The
that!
office. The location Agent Shina is, of course, the room he claimed to have examined. I believe the room next to Mr. Cochin's office warrants a thorough inspection.
If you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use to you there.
I will be the one to decide that. Detective Gumshoe!
Yes, sir. I'm on it. I'll be right back after check out that room next to the office.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. You really think that Miss China is the Yatagarasu?
Yes, if my logic is sound, I believe she is.
And I'm not gonna let her get away with ruining the name of the Yatagarasu. But can you prove she's the Yatagarasu in the question?
If Detective Gumshoe can find what I'm hoping he will find, then I should be able to.
And just what are you hoping you'll find?
Let's just say this. I had Detective Gumshoe do a little experiment for me earlier.
Experiment? As if that detective has the brains for high science.
It wasn't mentally taxing. It wasn't that mentally taxing. I had him use the same escape route as the Yatagarasu.
And what did you find out by doing that?
First, that it's possible for a person to fit through the revolving wall door. Second, that by going through there, his coat was covered in ash and Barbalese ink.
Who cares what this code was covered in? Not worth that much anyway.
Ah, but is it really so worth so little? I believe that is actually quite a meaningful result, the value of which I'm about to prove.
Mr. Edgeworth, I found some things that you really need to see, sir.
Oh? So what are these things that you found?
Some makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes, sir.
Is that a coat? You that, Mr. Edgeworth? Maybe it's the one the person I saw was chasing was wearing.
Yes, the possibility does exist. And did she know with this piece of evidence not in that room when you examined it?
Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me. They were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room.
Aw,
Thank you for bringing them to me. It saves me a trip. May I have them back now?
Hold it!
Hold it! These items that the detective brought back are incredibly significant. I request that we be allowed to examine them.
They're my personal belongings. You have no right to touch them without my permission.
Objection!
I wish to examine them for the sake of the investigation. But if you wish to deny us access to them, Agent Lang, let's hear your opinion on this.
I say let them take a look at your stuff, Sheena.
Lang!
Sheena, put it all out in the open. If you're really innocent, then you have nothing to worry about, right?
I guess so. All right. Go ahead and examine whatever you'd like. After all, I have nothing to hide.
Good. Now let us begin.
To the Agent Sheena's belongings, are you going to
Would you, Sheena's belongs?
It's a fucking coat.
Let's examine the coat.
yes, sir.
It appears you managed to stain your coat rather badly. Agent Sheena, the Yatagarasu that Kay saw was wearing a coat. I'm beginning to wonder if the stain wasn't pre-inked when you went through the fireplace.
No, you have it wrong. That suit probably got on my coat when I was helping the police put out the fire.
What about this dark substance around the hem of your coat?
Oh, I didn't realize that hem was that dirty. I'm sure it's just some water mixed with suit from when I was helping with the fire. I don't think so. You think you can get away with such a transparent lie?
Yeah, don't lie to us, pal. This is the same pattern of dirt that got on my coat when we went through the fireplace.
Your words ring hollow in the absence of evidence, you know. So as you can prove that the dirt on my coat is from the fireplace.
Which I can.
How?
You did a great job, Detective Gumshoe.
Huh? Me, sir? What'd I do?
This coat is exactly the piece of evidence I was searching for. I've been hoping to find the coat that the person Kay saw was wearing. And thanks to you, we proved that going through the fireplace would sully a coat.
I don't quite get what you're saying, but I'm happy for the praise, sir.
All that remains is for us to show what the dark substance on the coat hem is.
Oh, you think you can do that?
Of course I can. This is a dark substance that sullied the hem of this coat. Bobbley's ink!
Bobbly's ink.
Yes, this is what will prove that the coat went through that fireplace. According to Ambassador Polino, he burned some files in the fireplace this morning.
You told us about that already, so I don't see the point in mentioning it again.
My point is that he spilled some ink onto the back wall of the fireplace at the time. If the dark substance on this coat turns out to be Bobbly's ink, it will prove that you and this coat went through the revolving fireplace wall. Sorry to have clipped one of your wings, Yatagarasu, but we're not finished yet.
But you've no way of proving whether or not this is Bobbly's ink on the coat hem.
Oh, but I do, and I intend to show that it is ink in a few seconds.
How?
How, you ask? Well, since you don't seem to know, well, I'm going to show you. This is how I'll prove the dark substance of the coat is Bobbly's ink. Burn the coat. You can find out whether that is Bobbly's ink or not by lighting it on fire.
That's how you're going to prove that it's Bobbly's ink.
Yes. If you could please cut a section of the dark stained area for me, I'd appreciate it. Because I will show you here and now what the dark substance is.
Sheena, sorry to do this, but I'm going to have to cut off a bit of your coat.
Go ahead. I wasn't planning on wearing it anymore anyway.
Now then, if someone could loan me a lighter or something.
Oh, I got some matches. I was carrying with them so I could light smoke bombs.
Then if I could please have one, okay? We could get this experiment on the way.
It's a flame.
It's the same color as the flames wick crystal oil produce. Which means
Barbalese ink is a product of wit crystal oil. When lit, the ink produces a green flame.
Yeah?
I believe the time has come to flip the Yatagarasa's other wing.
Nishina, you're the fake Yatagarasu. The one who killed my father.
It's about time we came clean, Agent Shina. Or should I say, Callisto you?
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. You're not serious, are you?
Do I look like the joking type to you?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm in denial.
Callisto, you? Never heard that name before in my life. That's a matter of speaking and that attitude. You haven't changed a bit in 7 years.
You're the defense attorney that killed Mr. Faraday and that tried to frame me for it.
Oh, really? And you have proof? You insisted I'm this Callisto you woman, but you can't prove it. You have no proof, and I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a single finger on it.
Objection!
The raven is a very unique bird, one that flies by the darkness of night. However, the light of dawn has arrived, and it will reveal your true, ugly form to the world.
Enough poetry. I want to see some evidence. Do you really think something? Do you really have something that can prove that she is Callisto you?
I do. Something that the second Yatagarasu has preserved for us these last 7 years.
Thanks for the hint. Do me the honor, Mr. Edgeworth.
I will, Kay. For we have finally come to the end. We'll prove her to be Callisto you with this and clip this Yatagarasa's wings for good. The fucking perfume, Yata!
Take that!
Perfume bottle. This perfume. This will prove you to be Callisto you.
It will.
Kay has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely you remember this bottle. This belonged to Miss Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means that a few of her fingerprints are on here as well.
Is that bottle perfectly spilled, which I've preserved ever since. I heard from my father, Baron Faraday, that if stored under the right conditions, a fingerprint will be preserved for decades. Which means that your fingerprints are still on here, every last one.
We can clear everything up if we were to compare the prints on this to your own. Now come, Agent Shina. Will you submit yourself to a fingerprint test?
Oh, she just cackling maniacally.
It looks like you've seen right through me yet again. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edgeworth.
Callisto, you.
So you've shown your true face after all last. This feeling of thrill. You're greater than that time 7 years ago.
Shina, you're...
Lang, I really enjoyed our days together. You're an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted idiot of a man.
You're a spy all along. A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after. Someone who has been feeding them intel and Interpol all this time?
Very good. Maybe you're not a bit as big of an idiot as I thought. Callisto, you, the woman who killed my father 7 years ago. You're her, aren't you? Fake Yatagarasu. That's right, Callisto, you. That's just one of my many names. But even that is just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief Yatagarasu.
Oh.
Callisto, you. This time you won't escape. Well, this is the end of the road for you. Now come along quietly.
You know, you're the one who left the strongest impression on me, Kay Faraday. And had you not used the Yatagarasu's gadgets, I might have never known who you were. Here you are, being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was.
Kay, don't!
You! I'll never forgive you for what you did to my father! You really are just like him. Mr. Faraday, too, possessed such a laughable honesty.
Hey, why did you run at her? Kay!
You let Kay go right now, pal!
You despicable! Let go of me, you filthy... Ah! You think I'm a fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real Yatagarasu. That's impossible! My father was the one who created Little Thief. Hey, Edgeworth. The Yatagarasu has 3 legs. Do you know what that is?
Why it has 3 legs?
The 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system.
Can't be.
Did you finally figure it out? Do you finally know the real identity of the Yatagarasu?
Real identity of the Yatagarasu is...
Neither.
Real identity of the Yatagarasu is neither Burn Faraday nor Callisto U. But by the same token, they are also both the real Yatagarasu.
How very perceptive of you. No way!
A single person known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu never existed.
Mr. Edgeworth. No! I refuse to believe this!
Yatagarasu is known to have 3 special skills. Skill number 1. The Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. And the lawyer would have the opportunity to learn the layout of client corporations. Skill number 2. The Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. And a good prosecutor would be well versed in the ways of a criminal.
And skill number 3. The Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. Ever.
Fuck her up, Bad!
Detective Bad!
It was only natural for the Yatagarasu to never leave evidence behind. Because the lead detective on the case hid it all away.
You're the 3rd member of the Yatagarasu!
You. I've been looking for you for a long time. 7 long years. But I finally got you.
Why, Mr. Bad, long time no see. What happened to us? We used to be such a great team. You were such a great team, then why did you kill my father 7 years ago? Why, indeed? It was nothing personal, really. It was just another person I had to kill. How can you say that? I grow wary of this, and it's about time for everything to come to an end. And this time, I won't miss.
Stop!
You!
Hey!
It's over, Sheena.
Your leg!
Agent Lang! Yeah.
You idiot! What were you thinking, jumping in front of my gun like that? What are you risking your life for?
I'm sorry, Detective Bad. No matter what sort of past she may have had, or even if she's a spy, it doesn't change the fact that she's my subordinate. And as long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her. Not even from you.
You really are an idiot. You know that?
That's fine with me. You should know by now that this is just how I am. Hey, sis.
Yes?
I want you to conduct a full body search. You know I might have another weapon on her.
All right. Detective Gumshoe, your assistance, please.
Sir! Hey, found something. What's this, sir? Looks like the blade of a knife, but doesn't have a handle.
That's a great find, Detective.
Huh? It is, sir.
Let's try pairing up this blade with its handle.
This one.
Take that!
Bob Lee's.
I believe this blade actually belongs to the handle that was on the murder weapon.
Hey, they fit together perfectly.
This blade must have been taken from the crime scene when the knife handles were switched.
Going to return with this Bubbly's knife now.
All right, I trust that you'll make sure that it's returned to Ambassador Polano.
Always knife handle given to Detective Gumshoe.
I believe this makes it perfectly clear who did it. Callisto, you! Well, the only time the handles could have been switched is just after Mr. Cogent's murder. Which means that you must be Mr. Cogent's killer. You killed Mr. Cogent with an alabaster knife. Switched the handles and then took the original blade of the Bobbly's knife with you. Later, you allow yourself to be spotted by Kane near the open-air stage. You used the fireplace to lose her, and then you went back to accuse her of the murder. Is that about sum him up?
You crafted an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there are two problems with it.
Problems? In what respect?
What do you think my real reason was in allowing her to chase after me? It was all so I could capture Kay Faraday. What? When I saw you using that device at Gate Waterland, I knew right away that you were Byrne Faraday's daughter. I became curious, so I researched a little into your background. That's how I found out that you were on the trail of the Yatagarasu. That's why you tried to pin Mr. Coach's murder on me? Yes. I knew you would show up at this embassy tonight. So I thought to use you by pinning the murder on you. But pinning the murder on you wasn't my only goal. You had another. Yes. Once I had you under arrest, I had planned to search you and take back the device that rightfully belongs to me, the true Yatagarasu. You're going to take little thief away from me? 7 years ago. It was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have. I had a tough time recovering that precious key.
And the person who stole the Yatagarazu's key was Mr. Faraday.
Ew. That incident 7 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it?
In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the Yatagarasu was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't an especially pleasant sight.
Then why? Why did you become a member of the Yatagarasu?
Why? Where's the why? I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning.
From the beginning. What is that supposed to mean?
The person I take orders from hasn't changed. Even now, to this day.
Ooh. You mean that the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Kocha? And the real ring ringer are still out there pulling the strings.
Are you done asking what you need to know? Because if so, we should probably get going. You're going to tell me everything you did tonight. You understand, Sheena?
I guess I should tell you then that I was the one who set the Bobley's MC on fire.
And why did you do that?
I suppose it was to destroy all evidence of the counterfeit bills.
That was what the smuggling ring was trying to do. But then why start two fires?
Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation after all. I've had my fun. Now it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait! Miss Sheena! Yes? When I fell to the floor earlier, these fell at my feet. What about them? Such pretty hair sticks that I thought, well, I should return them to you. You can have them. They're of no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. No. I want to keep them. Suit yourself. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. Edgeworth. About the second problem I had with your story. I didn't kill anyone tonight.
What?
I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will.
Mr. Prosecutor,
Yes, Agent Larry.
mark my words, I'm not done here. And I'll be back. It's got nothing to do with duty or anything. Because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot, but I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be.
Anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in his injured leg.
Oh, they're, making him hinkle.
Finally over, Kate.
I feel like I peered into her heart a little, you know? It's so cold and dark. Incredibly lonely. The person was giving her all these commands. One who thought my father was a problem to be removed.
That person is the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring.
Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favor to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty, just like the ones they were selling for the Jamming Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome.
I understand. I'll take good care of them for you. A bit of soil stuck to the end of these sticks. Dirt on the tips.
Oh, I guess that's time already, huh?
So it's midnight. the dawn of another day.
Hey, Pops, thanks a bunch. Really done a lot for everyone all these years.
Detective Bad, don't tell me today's the day.
Yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. It was down to the wire. We almost didn't make it. But we did it. We solved everything.
Well, that's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. The ringleader of the smuggling ring. You, the Yatagarasu, were chasing after.
Legends that Yatagarasu is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier was brilliant. I feel like I could leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you.
Really true, Uncle Bad? We also part of the Yatagarasu?
As I said to you earlier, Jay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life.
Uncle Bad?
Hey, don't take it so seriously. It's just one big joke, right?
Unfortunately, it isn't.
Oh, come on, sir. She's just yank up my chain, isn't she, Mr. Edgeworth?
Detective Bad. Wait, no, you're no longer a detective. Mr. Bad, I'd like to ask you about the Yatagarasu.
Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth, here. I should give these back to you.
These are the pages from my KG8 case files that the Yatagarasu stole from my office.
Huh? Wait, what?
Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologize for last night.
But the Yatagarasu stole into my room was you, was it?
Wait, that means... What? Tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir.
It's true. Even if it's not something you want to hear. The KG8 incident was a very emotional, trying case. We stood in that courtroom, Faraday as the prosecutor, and I as the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You was the eldest sister of the victim in the case. The defendant was pronounced not guilty. She lit out a great way. That's when we realized there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time. That's how we formed the Yatagarasu and vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano group.
Mr. Amano's conglomerate.
We called ourselves the Yatagarasu and flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings as a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up.
Excuse me.
And then, it was finally time. We finally arrived at the moment when we'd find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart. Faraday. You died for it.
But why? Wasn't she the sister of the victim in the KG8 incident?
After Faraday's death, I looked into her past. And that's when I found out that she was a phony. The victim of the KG8 incident, CCU. She never had a sister.
What? Then that means...
She wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto U was also another pseudonym. From the very beginning, that woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring.
She said it herself. I was destined to betray anyone from the very beginning.
Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto the page of the case file. Please use it wisely.
Trump card.
That photo that we stuck on there. Try peeling it off. Behind it is almost a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago.
It's the mark of the Yatagarasu. Why?
This is a directives card of the big boss. Take a look at the back. This was something Cochin had on at the time of the KG8 incident, 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim of the incident, Miss CCU.
But why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatagarasu?
The reason why we called ourselves the Yatagarasu was because of the three-legged raven mark that the smuggling ring boss used. Apparently, orders from the boss would come on these cards without fail. The person who received the order was supposed to burn it immediately after reading it. And apparently, it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze.
So you mean the cards were written in Barbalese ink?
The fact that the card had the Cochin that was sent made it into Faraday's hand at all is nothing short of a miracle. We decided that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police.
So that's what those white cards were.
The great thief that used the mark, that only those within the ring would know, was our message to the ringleader that we were only a few steps behind.
A card, containing orders from the boss of the smuggling ring. Oh,
And one more thing, Detective Gumption. I'm entrusting this to you.
What's this, sir?
This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KG8 incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definite, definitive piece of evidence.
but I thought it was stolen. How do you have it?
The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Armand. Ernest Armand. He had it locked and hidden away for all the time. But we forced him to tell us where it was finally, after the other day's kidnapping case.
Right? Obtained it once, but there is one was stolen. This video.
Don't keep getting closer. I'm warning you.
The same video as the one Mr. Portsmouth was trying to conceal from me.
Yeah, it would seem that even he was caught up in the rigged web. Amanda was preparing to take on the boss someday. The video was his assurance. That's where the prosecutor comes in. It was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office. Steal the trouble. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence.
And that card was not the calling card of the Yatagarasu, but rather a directives card from the ringleader to the Mr. Portsmouth.
The two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them.
The evidence Mr. Portsmouth thought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is...
Whether you use them or not is up to you. But they will be of help when you take on someone who is above the law.
The boss of one of those who cannot be brought to court that Mr. Faraday spoke of. Detective Bad. There's no limit to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits to them.
You still insist that even now. You really are something else. I'll leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumption, the handcuffs. Time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatagarasu.
Bobs.
Don't ever lose your detective spirit.
Bobs. Why is this happening? This isn't justice.
Like I always told you, not get emotionally involved. Now let's go.
Yes, sir.
Aw. Or bad. He did good.
This really the end of a legend.
To be continued. All right. Fine with me. Save your progress, you betcha. I fucked that up royally. Granted, maybe there's a reason for me to, like, redo that, but, like, hey. All right. We're going to take a short little break because I need to warm up my tootsies, and I'm also going to make myself something to eat because I'm hungry. So, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to grab yourself something to eat, something to drink, anything else you might need at all, and we will be right back in a good second. So, be right back. Just put put on some tunes in the background while we wait. All right, I'm here. Hold on. There we go. Start with the wait. I made myself some ramen real quick. Ramen, but I could like, well, have that. But then also like dishes between, like waiting for the ramen to soften up, all that thing. But also now I don't. Well, I've not really probably started. There is that. But in hindsight, after that, wait, what the fuck is going on? Oh, hey, there is that. Sorry. That there- Start hearing my sewing more often. Because today there was a situation, or but not today. Yesterday at work was a situation where I. Okay, there there we go. Sorry. 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 There we are. There we go. Go. Just put everything right into its correct place. Get myself nice and comfy under the blanket. Got my ramen noodles. Right. Back to what we were doing. Let me just back to the console. There it goes. There it is. That's the correct one. I'm smart. Anyway, so yeah, I was there was a situation where we needed to reset the router, but we didn't have anything thin and long enough. So like one of my needles would have been perfect for that, but I sadly did not bring any of them with me. So yeah, I should probably start carrying around my sewing kit where needed, if needed. If. Just peeking here and there on everything. Out of Gaia, Bramble Road. Sorry, I'm distracted by by Discord because I'm partially tempted to like eventually visit like well, sooner or later we're gonna probably raid into Nicholas or Rose, one or the other. But still, but yes, but like it makes me sad that I did not get any of my stuff for that. March of Seeds, 12:07 a.m. Theater Neutralist Lobby. Now we know who the Riata Grossa really was. And yet there remains much to this case that needs to be resolved. The cause of weapons cross country lines, for example. The two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. Short of America, it's impossible for someone to smuggle them in.
Smuggling them in, huh? Good question. My noodles are getting thick, but I don't want to get them wet from on the blanket. I didn't separate the nudes properly. Not separate properly.
I just realized you're probably stopped the music audio for the. There it goes. Which is a bad moment to start eating something. But I have not continued. But I've chosen a game that requires a lot of voice acting. I need to know to open a new line of investigation on just this aspect alone. Before we do, I'd like to go through my evidence one more time. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Which I'm guessing the unnecessary evidence in this case would be...
There's a VCR here, sir.
I'm guessing the Callista U perfume is no longer in here. Nope, it is not. What else is gone here? Because we lost 4 pieces of evidence. So the wire's still there. Callista U's perfume was gone. The handle was already given away. Oh no. Stop.
Oh, we can see what's on that tape Detective Bad gave us.
Piece of evidence from the KG-8 incident hidden from sight for 10 long years. I just know that this is related to the current case somehow.
Detective Gumshoe, if you could please play the tape for us.
Sure thing, sir.
It just explodes as we play it. Oh.
This man. It's Manny Gochin.
And he's holding a knife in his hand. This looks footage from a security camera at the entrance of an apartment building.
An apartment. What do you think of that?
Unlike you, I actually read the summary file of the KG-8 incident. And the crime scene was the victim's own apartment.
This footage was caught at the entrance to the victim's own apartment building.
At the trial, Mr. Faraday claimed that this piece of footage existed.
However, no one can find it.
Yes, somehow someone was able to steal it and hide it to Mr. Ernest Amano.
I don't know what I keep wanting to say Armando, but no, that's Godot's last name.
I could see how this would have been a definitive piece, and why someone would want to hide it.
But it's a piece of evidence from a 10-year-old case. There's no way it's related to this case we're working on now, sir. No, sir.
Actually, I believe it has everything to do with the case we're working on now. The ringleader even went so far as to use Mr. Portsman to retrieve it. Which means that in this video lies a very inconvenient bit of footage for the ringleader.
Where? Where?
Wait, what was that?
Huh?
That bit you played just now. Please show it to me again.
Oh,
It's car. Something we cannot overlook.
What's that, sir?
Look here, Detective Gumshoe. The flags of Alabas.
Take that!
It's the national flag of the Principality of Cadopia.
allegedly.
Because that is the national flag on it, we know this is to be an official government car.
Don't mind me slurping.
But the question we should be asking ourselves is, what was the government car doing there?
Mrs. Von Carmine, Mr. Edgeworth, so you were here all this time.
Ambassador Alba.
Thank you very much for continuing the investigation, even at this time of night. If only I was even a tiny bit more careful. This tragedy would never have happened. I am truly sorry.
This wasn't your fault, sir. This has nothing to do with how careful you were.
You idiot, Caracas! You couldn't chase after a simple thief! Now then, let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you. I would like you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that?
Excuse me?
I heard you've apprehended the thief that turned this embassy upside down. And we are in the middle of an event celebrating our country's reconciliation. We can't exactly have the police and detectives walking around here forever. You're scaring the visitors away. So I hope that you can understand how I feel.
But we must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues.
Why don't we leave the rest to the Alabastian and Marmalade?
Ambassador, we are so close. It's a little more and...
Miss Von Karma, I'm afraid I've made up my mind. And without my permission, you can't proceed with your investigation anyway, right?
That's true. However...
As he said at the very beginning, this area can be considered to be Alabastan soil, in which case we are nothing but foreigners on their land. This is really where our investigation ends.
Hold it.
Chifu, we found Monsieur Edgeworth, sir. Chifu, this way.
Yo!
Sorry, slipper nibbles. Didn't you go out the front door with Sheena? How's your leg, by the way?
Agent Lang, you're back on the scene rather quickly.
I laid back and took a break. It was the scent of my prey, Mr. Prosecutor.
Agent Lang, why have you returned?
Because I have to solve this case no matter what.
Well, I'm sorry to inform you. And don't take this the wrong way. I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so... under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They are quite capable.
At this rate, our investigation really will come to a close.
Go up. Lang's having a hoot. What you laughing at about there for, Lang?
Ambassador Alba. I get it now, I really do.
Oh, I'm very glad you understand how I feel.
No, not that. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder.
You! No?
The...
Killer? Do you really mean that, Agent Lang?
Wolves don't lie.
Then who is it?
Well, let me first say that I'm not talking about Mr. Coach's murder.
I'll finish my noodles soon enough. Don't worry about it.
That was all Sheena. Langji says, the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. The truth is unexpectedly simple. So let me ask you this. What do you think was the Mask II's killer? I'll tell you who. It was you, Franziska von Karma.
But
I was the killer? Wait, but that's impossible.
Yeah! Although, that whip is actually quite...
Oh! Hold your tongue, it's after the ridiculous remark you are about to make.
Agent Lang, are you seriously accusing her of murder?
Yeah, I am.
Doesn't appear to be joking.
Hey, sis. Remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give a speech? He called you into his office, right?
Yes, he did. But what does this have to do with anything?
I'm getting to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around rather freely between Alabasta and Babal, did you not?
Objection!
And where's your evidence that I'm the killer?
I was just getting to that. Trust me, I'll show them to you in due time. Ambassador Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I'll need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission?
They think that they are. I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I?
Good, then let's move out. Oh, don't even think about running away, sis. My pack will be keeping a close eye on you. You can bet your bottom dollar on that.
As if I would have any reason to flee. But just to be clear, your logic had better be sound.
Because I'll accept nothing short of a perfect explanation.
She seems rather upset. Not that I blame her.
I expected that you'd expect no less. You do accept no less. But we'll see how long you can keep that nose of yours stuck up in the air like that.
Hold it!
Hold it! Agent Lag. Someone related to tonight's case, I request that you allow me to take part. And so that I may clean up my superior's mess.
I guess I should. The more the merrier. Especially when it's the peanut gallery.
Oh, in that case, I want to join in too. I still haven't seen what it looks like in Alabas yet.
If you like Kay in, then you've got to let me in too, pal. You can't sit around and do nothing when Ms. Von Karma's in trouble.
Hey, Gummy, let's have a competition to see who can save her first, okay?
Okay, I'll take you up on that. Oh yeah, I'm fired up and ready to go.
As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over.
Sounds like this is going to get real interesting. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing these kids along for the ride.
Very well. But I'd like you to keep in mind that this will be your last chance.
I'll have this whole mess cleaned up before you know it. Now let's go.
March 15th, 12:53 a.m. Alabaston Embassy, Ambassador's office. Alrighty-o.
Okay, now let's first go over the facts one more time. Manny Kochan's body was found over in the Secretariat's office in Babal. The weapon that took his life was one of Alabast's ornamental knives. And then the body of Damas II, Mr. Kashino, was found here in the Alabastian ambassador's office. Kashino. Through our investigation, we found that the murder weapon was this primitive statue, and that this is actually Babal's statue. In this case, no matter how I look at it. Sis, if it wasn't you, then there's no one else who could have pulled this off.
Agent Lang, do you understand the full implications of what you are saying?
Of course I do, sis. I'm serious. You're on the trail of the smuggling ring, and you wanted any evidence you could find. And so, while people were distracted by the Yadagaras's appearance, you snuck in here. That's when you two ran into each other. You and that other thief who took advantage of the confusion from the fire.
Even if all that were true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons?
Don't worry. I plan to show that you're a culprit behind that too. You had permission to investigate both embassies as well. With that kind of free reign, you could have easily taken the weapons across country lines. Hey now! Look, sis, I thought I already told you. I'm not messing around here. This case isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring. But Gina certainly is tied to the smuggling ring.
He is right in saying that she's a member of the smuggling ring. However, the connection between this case and the ring could not be deeper than what any of us can imagine.
Let's get this ridiculous circus over with already.
Francisco, you need to calm down. Because you'll only know the fact of the Alabastian side of the case. I believe you can see the case as a whole, and therefore solve it.
What?
But don't worry, I am taking this seriously as well, and I will prove your innocence.
That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor. Can you come up with anything else that could top my hypothesis? Of course, your explanation has to solve the mystery of the moving weapons as well.
Of course, and I will. Let us now delve into the truth behind the murder of the Master II.
You do understand, don't you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? This isn't just a confrontation against Agent Lang. If you can't figure out how the murder of the Master II is related to the smuggling, then it will mean the end of our investigation.
As long as I have no good counter-argument to his hypothesis, well, the best I could do is walk with this thin tightrope and see what I can do.
Come on, Mr. Prosecutor, let's get started.
Yes, let's. Oh. What a weapon.
One of Alabast's knives was used in Babal to murder Mr. Kochan. and the murder weapon and the killing of Damas II and Ms. Babal's pre-produced statue. Somehow, these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crime is you.
As long as I can't explain how the weapons moved about, Francisco remained a suspect.
You got it, Mr. Prosecutor. Why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who the heck can carry a weapon across country lines? I've worked through every possibility, but there's only one that's plausible. Your boss.
Agent Lang, what I've learned from you just now is that you've lost sight of yourself.
What are you talking about?
By focusing too intently on that which is in front of us, we've become blind to the truth. Don't tell me Lang Z never said anything to that effect.
You prosecutor. Who do you think you are speaking about Lang Z's proverbs like that?
I don't need his proverbs, because my words are all you'll need to see the truth. Here.
Bet. Kill him, Edgeworth!
One of Alba's knives used in balls to murder Mr. Coaches. The weapon in the killing of the man is the second of the balls to the statue.
Hold it!
Impenetrable. Mr. Holly, think so. Damn, you need cookies.
You've seen the top of the wall between the two countries, right? Who in the world could cross over that?
Yeah, not even I could climb over that thing with all of that barbed wire.
The only way into either embassy is through the doors that in Theatrum Neutralis. The only way for the knife and the pre-produced statue to traverse the two countries is through those security camera-equipped, well-guarded doors.
Hold it!
Hold it.
Is Francisco really the only person to have traveled between the two countries?
According to the guards at both doors, she's the only one to go back and forth. It says there was an alibis when the Yadagarasa showed. And then, just before you guys found Mr. Kochan's body, she entered Babal. I think we can assume that's when she brought the knife to the ball.
Objection!
And how do you explain the primitive statue?
I haven't quite figured that one out. However, the fact that the two weapons crossed the border shows that the killer must have also traveled across the country lines.
The only things across the border are the primitive statue and the knife. I hardly think that those are the only two items Agent Lang.
Hold it!
I concur that this knife crossed over country line.
Good! Well, that's not the only thing that did. I must forget about the other weapon. The knife that was only one.
Hold it!
Hold it.
You're saying that the primitive statue was also brought over by Francisco.
Like I told you before, that's the only way it makes sense.
How exactly did she bring it over?
I haven't figured that out.
That's already the restatement, considering how sure you are.
Maybe. But there's one thing I do know for sure.
It could have cut to federal security. What if the front was you? Urban trellis. Primitive statue. I'll burned up in the ball.
I don't know what evidence we would have.
Okay.
I wouldn't know. Is Alabasta. Samurai dogs? Or the photo of the Yatagarasu? Hold on. I should make sure to save, because if I'm gonna have to be redoing this, then it's gonna be a pain in the butt. This maybe on here?
Objection!
No. This is evidence. That thing has nothing to do with what I was saying. Now put it away. Your logic's so badly you need to prepare that you might as well throw it out too. The real deal here, your court mannerisms are worthless at a crime scene.
Gurk, you dare to insult the courts? I think across the border of the primitive statue of the night. What about the ball? I'm not sure. I know I'm cheating with this, but it's like it's not very obvious for me to figure out because I'm a little bit behind, maybe. I mean, it have to be the statue, right? Like,
Objection!
if it's a fake, then they have to be swapped, right? So one of them have to be on the other end, right? Makes sense.
Agent Lang, those two items are not the only two to cross the border tonight.
Oh?
The Master II was killed with the ball's primitive statue, yes. Well, if that's the case, then tell me, where did the Alabasta primitive statue go?
The ball.
Precisely. If the two statues really were switched, then this means that both statues were smuggled across the border at some point. Which means that a total of 3 items were smuggled across the embassies.
I guess so. And you know what? It doesn't matter the number of items. Only that the sis is the only one who could have done it. Because the only person who went back and forth between Alabasta and Babal is her.
Not really true, but no one else would tell the country. Definitely another person, one who paid a visit to both sides of the wall. Yatagarasu.
Objection!
Objection! Is that really so, Agent Lang?
What a lousy time to try and bluff your way out of this. I checked out what the guard said along with the security camera's footage. You're not going to overturn my hypothesis that easily.
Objection!
But suppose there was some other way other than through the theater doors.
What other way?
If they managed to cross the border unharmed, by now it would open up a whole new possibility. As they bring it out, as this entity exists, the possible road becomes a possibility.
So you've got some clever idea in mind.
I do, and I can show it to you through a single piece of evidence.
Fine then. Let's see this piece of evidence that will show me this other route.
It shows another way to move between the two countries. The fucking photo.
Take that!
Right?
Agent Lang, I'm sure you're familiar with this unforgettable photo.
Tuh, that supernatural photo. Like I said before. Humans can't fly.
No, of course not. I understand that perfectly well.
Don't start claiming that China somehow grew wings either.
I wouldn't dream of claiming that.
And I won't allow you to take back what you've said either. I'll say it again. It's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. You'd better have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor.
Or was the flew through the air in the photo? Not humanly possible.
Eureka! Very well. You will have your explanation.
Sounds like you have a good idea simmering inside that head of yours. Let's hear it. The phase in within this photo's blurry trail shadow is...
The Alabastian primitive statue.
Take that!
What if?
Naturally, the shadow is the third smuggled object of the primitive statue replica.
You can't be serious.
The Yaragarasu, or rather, Callisto Yu, dressed as Agent Shina, was inside the ball. She dressed the replica statue up in clothes and launched it through the air.
Mr. Prosecutor! You left out a very crucial bit in your explanation.
I know I did.
She launched it through the air? How exactly did she do that?
Lily bearing his hands at me. But he has a point.
How exactly did it move through the air like that? This remains unsolved. We won't be able to move any closer to the truth. Reminds me, didn't he say this earlier?
It's this. I remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give a speech, he called you into his office, right?
Just before the murders, Francisco's called you right into this very room. If that's the case, that may be another avenue I can pursue.
Agent Lang, in order for me to answer that question, I will need to hear the testimony from Ms. Von Karma.
Oh? What are you up to now, pretty boy?
Earlier, you mentioned something of interest to me. You said that just before the murder occurred, Ms. Von Karma had been in this room because Ambassador Alba had called for her. For that reason alone, you believe her to be the killer.
Yeah? I guess I did say something like that.
In that case, I believe it's my duty to ask her what her side of the story is.
Do you really think a criminal would tell us the honest truth? How dare you! As I've said numerous times, there's absolutely no proof that I'm the killer. Miles Edgeworth, don't tell me you suspect me too.
I don't. However, I can't ignore the fact that you were in this room at one point in time, which is I would like to hear about from you. Francesca, I feel that I still don't have enough information, which is why your testimony is incredibly important to the outcome of this case.
Alright. So, what would you like me to talk about?
I'd like you to please testify to your movements up until you came into this room.
Alright, let's try your way for a change. But what she has to say turns out to be a waste of time. Now place her under arrest faster than you can howl no!
As you wish.
Said earlier, I was assigned to guard duty in the Albastian Embassy. After I saw the steel samurai off on his way towards the ambassador office, I returned to the Rose Garden for a bit and checked up on the security situation. After all the preparations were in place, I was called back by Ambassador Albert to his office.
Francisca, I want us to make this clear from the very beginning. So what I wish to confirm is that the only time span in which you were in this office was before the murder occurred. Is that correct?
Yes, of course.
I see.
Now the only way that I could see was to break out of the situation. Ask Francisca about her testimony in more detail. So just press her.
Hold it!
Thought your duty was to fact-find anything you could about the smuggling ring.
Yes, that was my job. But upon hearing that the other Garazo had sent a calling card to the embassy, Ambassador Alba called upon us to protect the embassy instead. That incident 7 years ago. Or have you forgotten what happened here back then? Anything related to the case we were involved in appears to be rather painful for her. I don't exactly want to readily forget myself. It looks like you remember the case after all.
Of course I do.
I inspected every location, every possible escape route, and every aspect of the police's security detail. Did all that. Then after that. After so Siama off on his way towards the ambassador's office.
Hold it!
Hold it. You were at the theater as well. Yes, I suppose you were there as well, watching that stage show.
Well, yes. Let's go there.
Well, after the show was over outside to see Samurai off.
Hold it!
Okay. Why did you need to confirm the degree of preparation for even the speech?
For security's sake, of course. What other reason could they have had? No one knew just how the Yataka's had planned on getting in, right?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
And in the end, the Yataka's did choose to appear in the Rose Garden. Even if it did turn out to be nothing more than a shadow. Would have thought that she would use a shadow.
Ah, calm down, Francisca.
She'll be nursing a grudge over the fact that she couldn't figure it out herself. Anyway, there was no one in the Rose Garden. And we were aware that the speech was set to start soon there. Go back to Ambassador Albert's office.
Hold it!
Hold it. At that time, Damascus II's body had yet to be found in this room. Is that correct?
That's right. But Ambassador Alba was here. One could hardly miss him as a rather large presence.
A criminal will say anything to get out of getting arrested. How do we know you're not lying?
Well, if you need proof, I'd be happy to oblige you.
Seriously?
Like I keep telling you. When I arrived at the office, Ambassador Alba was already here. He was standing by the flower box on the windowsill, watering his plant.
I can attest to that. I remember speaking with a lovely lady around that time here in my office.
All right, then. Add that statement to your testimony. Let's hear some details.
Just remember the time, was he? After Ambassador Alba was watering the flowers on the windowsill.
Do I just present it? Okay. That's not what done through before time. Credible report.
Hold it!
For the sake of being thorough, I'd like to ask you something. How did you know that Ambassador Alba was watering his plants at the windowsill?
What do you mean by that?
The entrance to his room is on this side. However, the window is on the opposite side. What you say is true, then you enter the room, his body would have been like a wall. He would have been blocking your view of what he was doing. Is that not correct?
I suppose it was a bit hard to see around him. But fortunately for me, Ambassador Alba's not an immovable wall. I knocked before I entered, and as I did, he turned around to greet me, with a watering can in his hand. It was only natural to believe that he was watering his plants, right?
I suppose.
After his greeting, we spent a little time talking about his flowers. He obtained them himself in his garden with the utmost care, you know.
Yes. The plants in his room, they are all like my children.
The passion flowers in the flower box on the windowsill are growing beautifully too. All 4 of them are in full bloom.
It's not common. What did you say just now?
I said that the flowers are growing beautifully. What about the statement you need not understand?
The way it is. I'd like for you to append that statement to your testimony.
Very well. Ah, but you see, no, there were only 2.
Objection, you fucking liar, Francisca. For some odd reason, your testimony contradicts with this piece of evidence.
It does appear that way.
I knew it. I knew we couldn't trust your words, sis.
Sir Edgeworth! What are you doing discrediting Miss Von Karma like this?
Yes, sir. If you keep this up, she's gonna get taken away, sir.
All I've done is state what I saw. I've not made a single mistake in my testimony. And for this, I'm still on suspicion of a murder. Is the number of flowers Leard have reported at this juncture, Miles?
At the very least, it is a contradiction in this enigmatic case. One that I find hard to dismiss as irrelevant.
Now let's hear, Mr. Prosecutor. What does the number of flowers have to do with anything? What does it prove?
I believe the answer to that will become clear if we were to examine the flower box.
Yeah, discrepancy.
They're my beloved flowers. I've grown them with the utmost care. I ask that you please be gentle with them as you examine them, Mr. Edgeworth.
I understand.
That sure looks as though it had something removed from it.
What do you do, Mr. Prosecutor? Where'd you climb up all of a sudden? I'm still here waiting for an explanation, you know.
Did you know, Agent Lang? Flowers are best appreciated in silence.
Where two things were pulled out of the flower box.
The name of these flowers, I believe they're called passion flowers. By being called flowers, they're actually a species of vine. They appear to be growing well and are well supported by these plants.
Yeah. Wah. Ba-ba-ba-wah. Ba-ba-ba-ba-wah.
Yeah. No matter how I look at it, it looks like there are only two here to me. You realize, don't you, sis? Your little lies failed you.
Mouse Edgeworth! Hey, shut this man up for me already.
Use some evidence to shut him up, won't I?
I believe I have just the piece of evidence for you to acquire.
Oh, you do you?
You have such confidence in the face of your current plight.
But I highly doubt it'll last until the end.
You howl like a wolf, Agent Lang. But we'll see if you have any bite to back up that bark after you see the evidence.
I suppose we have seen this piece of evidence. The hair stick.
Take that!
Gina was supposedly bald the entire time, had these hair sticks that look exactly like the plant supports in this flower box. In other words, I believe it can be said that these hair sticks are actually support sticks for the passion flowers.
And so what? Is really all that important to the case?
Of course it is. It means that we found yet another item that was smuggled between the countries tonight.
Yeah?
Think about it logically, Agent Lang. These sticks were originally in Alabaster, but somehow they wound up in Sheena's hand, who was in Babal the whole time. So make no mistakes, these sticks were smuggled somehow, just like the knife and statue.
Yeah. Very well then. I want to hear that from you exactly how they wound up at the ball.
How do these supposed to find a way to ball in? Must be some reason as to why they ended up there.
Ha! So that's why. Agent Lang, will you please take a look at this and tell me the shape?
This is the stick, isn't it?
And so it is. The shape of the support stick is what is important. When used with something in this room, that's when it all comes into focus.
The please the picture word used with the support sticks is you.
Eureka! That's a crossbow. Wait, you're not really suggesting...
I am. These hair sticks, or rather plant support sticks, they make for perfect arrows. Darn it. On the common thread that connects the two offices. This thread is yet to be completely untangled. Even using the arrows, how does this explain the statue? How the statue was found? Furthermore, who could it have been who fired these stakes arrows? There must be a common thread that ties all of these things together.
It's Alba. Come on, man.
Mr. Prosecutor, hold up a second. You do realize what happens when you tie a statue to an arrow, right? They don't fly at all.
Do I now? Don't they now? I need to hide my other goodbye thing. There it is. We don't need that there. What are you talking about? Is my thing off center? Yeah, it sure is. There we go. Much better. And the outside. probably shrink it a little bit. Well, yeah, this is fine. All right, it looks nice. Shut up. Anyway.
The Babal statue was draped in the Yatagaras's clothes and then shot over here. Even if you fired the arrows from the side, they wouldn't go far with the statue tied to them. I don't think I need to tell you that Primitive statues don't sprout wings. You're a realist after all, aren't you?
Primitive statues didn't sprout wings. Of course they didn't.
Glad you understand. I feel much better already. I was afraid for a second that you were unaware of that crucial fact.
It's only crucial because you're under the belief that wings are necessary to this equation.
What?
You need to free your mind a bit more and let it fly like a bird on the wind. The primitive statues flew, but not on wings. Allow me a bit of your time, and I'll explain this mysterious phenomenon to you. Sure.
The Babal statue was driven across the clothes and then shot over here.
Hold it!
That incredible scene just happened to have been caught on film, resulting in this photo.
And what an incredible scene it was! This photo was taken by a freelance photojournalist, right?
Yes, so I hear.
And not every photojournalist is known to be honest, right? Especially not the ones that sell photos of spirits and giant creatures to tabloids.
Yes, I know what you mean. I've seen those sorts of photos many a time in court. But there have been times when those photos have turned out to be you telling the truth. If you had ever stood in the court of law, you would know that it's entirely plausible.
Ha! You really believe the stuff you're spewing right now? The courtroom certainly is a strange place, if you say it's true. But there really is something odd about that photo, no matter how you look at it. Even if you fired the arrows from this side, they wouldn't go far with the statue tied to them.
Hold it!
I'll hold on to that.
Are we in agreement that an arrow by itself would reach the other side, correct?
But just the arrow by itself is pretty meaningless, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? Because the things they wanted to smuggle were a lot bigger than nothing.
No, that's not necessarily true.
What?
Right now, not further discussion of my conclusions, launching of my. The shooter wanted to launch with the crossbow was not the statue itself, but rather something a crossbow can launch that could be used to move the statue. The wire.
Objection!
Easy. Simple. And clean.
Objection, you dumb fuck. Finally, we have reached this point in our discussion. For I present to you that which was carried by the arrow from the crossbow.
I get it now, Mr. Prosecutor. I can see exactly what you're trying to say. You're saying that the wire was tied to an arrow and then shot into Mr. Coton's office. All the way from the 5th floor of the Alabastian Embassy. Down to the 3rd floor of the Babalese Embassy. What you're claiming is really what happened. I can see how Alabaster's primitive statue could be moved. Gravity could be used to move the statue down the wire from the 5th to the 3rd floor. But then what about Babal's primitive statue? The dark shadow of this photo is clearly flying away from Babal. Going the opposite way of gravity from the 3rd floor of the Babalese Embassy up to the 5th floor of the Alabastian Embassy. How do you explain that?
I think I finally see how the good is behind this whole trick work. Agent Lang, the motion is behind this trick. I wonder if perhaps you've yet to envision how it works in your head.
Motion. What motion?
Motion is employed to smuggle the balls from your statue.
Rotary motion, swinging motion, bungee action. I'm going to save because I don't know. Hold on. I want to think perhaps to envision how to work in your head. So, see this. It's going away from the ball. Bungee action. Rotary motion?
I believe it was done via rotary motion. But the two statues were transported simultaneously.
Simultaneously, get real. Statues would collide somewhere along the way.
Did I ever say that there was only one line of wire between the two officers? If you shot an arrow with the two ends of a wire tied to it, a circular belt can be formed.
Langsy says, don't object to call a success what is beyond reasonability. Taking into account the tension difference between the two wires. The top one would sag too much to the point where the statues would collide anyway.
Agent Lang, as you know, the primitive statues are one-of-a-kind national treasure. And the fact that Babal's statue is a hollow replica of the real statue would naturally be lighter than the real one. Meaning that my idea is very possible.
Langsy says.
All right, Lang G, keep talking. That'd be what?
Here's what I believe happened. Miss Yu and the mystery conspirators set themselves up in the two different rooms. The co-conspirator bridged the rooms by shooting the two ends of the wire down on one arrow. Then the two of them conveyed the statues and proceeded to transport the statues. After the switch was completed, another arrow was fired, carrying the other end of the wire down to the ball where it was to be disposed of. And to do that, Miss Yu hid it inside the grandfather clock, QTD.
Yay!
This proves it, right, Agent Lang? That I'm not the killer.
Not yet, sis. I haven't had my dessert yet. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
The proof is in the pudding, as it were.
Pudding is a nice dessert. So, you think you can do it? You prove that what you said is what happened? Because remember, if you can't, I'll be taking a certain someone back home with me as a souvenir.
I agree that as long as there is no proof, my hypothesis remains just that. However, what I've laid out is no mere hypothesis, for there is one more piece of evidence.
One more. That should be interesting. You think you have a piece of evidence that will turn your hypothesis into fact? Well then, let's see it, Mr. Prosecutor.
They made it possible to create a circular belt out of a length of wire. Right here, this is very important.
Who made the circular belt transportation method possible? The ceiling fan!
Ha! Looks like you dropped another bomb on us again.
It's the last piece of the trick. Our two pulleys.
Precisely. The ceiling fans double as pulleys in this case. And thanks to the fact that there is one installed in each of the offices, the ceiling fans made for the perfect pulley set for the wire to run on. This must be it. That's how the smugglers bypass the impenetrable security.
You really are something else, Mr. Prosecutor. I bet you figured it all out already, haven't you? You know who the big hotshot that set up this real-life stage show is, don't you?
Because instead of this larger complex stage show, someone that foreknowledge of existence of a ceiling fan in both the Alabastion and Bobbly's office. And that the passion flower support stakes could be used as arrows.
The real mastermind behind this case.
Well, don't you dare make this wolf wait for this food.
Why are you so hesitant, Miles Edgeworth? If you can't say who it is, why don't you present something like you always do?
Single point of the figure here in the case of the Nashville incident.
However, only too late for me to stop the forward momentum. It appears that I have no choice now, but to rush in. There's a piece of evidence that will point us to who the mysterious mastermind is.
What will profile? There's evidence? It's evidence that what? What evidence? The videotape? Surely not. Well, okay, wait. We gotta think this over a little bit, right? So, well, I mean, if it's supposed to be evidence, so if flowers in bloom, I must have Alba takes care. Well, yeah, if Alba takes care of them, then it's like he should be the one. Okay, well, at least this one mentions Alba. I want to point it out, Alba. So.
His smuggling could not have been possible without the use of a crossbow. Furthermore, the arrows that were shot by the crossbow were plucked, as it were, from the flower box in this very room. They were planted so long ago that the passion flowers had the time to grow so big. Then Miss Swan Karma didn't even notice the arrows when she visited this room today. On top of all this, the fact that the culprit knew that both offices had ceiling fans tells us that the person has very detailed information on the embassy's layout. So as you may have already guessed, the person I'm accusing of hatching this plan is the person who grew the flowers in the flower box with the utmost care. Thus it can only be you, Caracas Alba.
Are you out of your mind, Miles Edgeworth?
I'm certain of what I am certain of what I'm saying, and I am sure that he is the culprit.
Tell me, Mr. Prosecutor, what was the ambassador trying to accomplish by doing all that stuff you just outlined? Why in the world would we need to use a trick like that?
I understand your need to doubt. However, there's one thing that stands out to me as very odd.
Just one thing, huh?
The one single end result Ambassador Alba sought to obtain. We're to examine the focus of this complex trick. I believe we'll finally find the answer to everything.
examine this piece of evidence. I'm assuming the statue, right? If we examine the statue, we should know. 'Cause, like, it will make sense at least.
Take that!
Hiya.
I would fully understand the reasoning here. Understand the reasoning had that situation been reversed. However, to go through the trouble of swapping the real Prima statue for the fake, I sense a very shady reason for such a bizarre action. And who better to ask for that reason than King Primado himself?
I see. Ambassador, we'll be examining the statue now, with or without your permission.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, the handprint.
Go to his fingerprints. The fact that they all here suggests that the statue was belonged to the ball.
The smoke from the ball to Alabasta, huh?
Was there a need for smuggle it in?
Oh god, low battery.
This guy kind of looks like the Steel Samurai, don't you think? Maybe it's because they look alike that he was picked to be the Goodwill Ambassador.
I suppose that's possible. Take a look at this area around the base of his neck. Looks like a gap.
Hey, you're right! It's meant to be some kind of secret?
How is it possible to open the statue with a gap in construction?
What? Hurry up and open it, Miles!
Alright, here goes. Oh,
Wow, it really did open up! It was the thing that fell out.
even more thorough explanation of it is required.
That looks like a stamp for counterfeit bills. 100.
Is this?
Hey, this is what I think it is.
It's a plate for making counterfeit bills!
Somehow, it appears that we've at long last arrived at the exit to this complex labyrinth. We finally hold within our hands one of the counterfeit money plates, and the reason why the replica was smuggled into Alabaster to begin with. Primitive statue could only be handled by the ambassador or the secretariat. and the replica is nothing more than a hollow shell covered in gold. These two circumstances make the statue the ideal object in which to hide contraband. After receiving the statue containing the counterfeit plate, the ambassador had the misfortune of accidentally running into the Master Second. Surprised by the thief, the ambassador raised the replica statue of the Master Second, then in order to frame the steel samurai of the murder, he covered the samurai sword in blood. Well, Ambassador Alba,
You're the leader of the smuggling ring? My country's a mess. And it's all because of you?
You're the one who killed him, the Mask II?
answer us.
I never thought that you would figure things out to this level. However, there is one point I disagree with you on. The head of the smuggling ring was Mr. Cochin.
Quit screwing around. No sympathy for someone who would try to pass the guild onto a dead man. If there's one thing I'm sure of, it's that you're the real ringleader, Carcass Alba.
It's not good to speak with such subjectivity, you know, Agent Lang.
Subjectivity? My conclusion is anything but, and is the result of logic and investigation.
Logic and investigation. Only seconds ago, you were ready to arrest Miss Von Karma. I don't think we can give such flip-floppy logic any real weight, do you?
It looks like you still don't get why I came back.
Excuse me?
You see, the reason I came back is so that I could sink my fangs into your wrinkly old neck. From the very beginning, my real target has been you.
What? Agent Lang, I demand an explanation.
Sorry, sis. I didn't mean to pull you through all that. I knew you were innocent from the very beginning.
You did?
I know that this whole incident had to be meticulously planned and prepared for. So naturally, the occupant of this room, Ambassador Alba, seemed the most suspicious. But without the ambassador's permission, we couldn't get in to take another look around.
Excuse me. So that's why you put on this big show to accuse Francisca of the murder. Using Francisca as a bait, you were able to gain us entry and investigative rights.
Yeah. If I had done that, I doubt the ambassador would have given the okay to poke around.
Because that's what I was all about. Very well, I will forgive you. But in exchange for using me as bait, you will take some responsibility and help us find the truth.
Agent Lang, forgive me such a great opening. I thank you.
You know, I just knew, Mr. Prosecutor. Somehow, if we were able to find some proof by investigating this room, you would be able to figure out the real culprit with your special brand of logic.
The evidence detectives collect combined with the logic of a prosecutor. That's just as it should be in a prosecutor-detective team, right?
I know about all that. One thing I do know is that I'm itching to see that old man get what's coming to him.
You're quite scary when you want to be, aren't you?
Hey, you were the one who was planning to use... Hey, you were the one who was planning to use me to push all the guilt onto the sis. But unfortunately for you, you misjudged me.
Agent Lang, I wish for you to stop trying to intimidate. What we need right now is evidence and proof. I wonder if you have what is necessary to prove that I am the head of the smuggling ring.
Objection!
Don't be such a soul loser. If you really are the head of the smuggling ring, then you should acknowledge your crimes with dignity. Dignity? That is nothing more than a fool's insincere display of strength. If you really wish for me to acknowledge my crimes, then I would like to first see some of this thing you call evidence. I tell you, I know nothing, really. I didn't even know that a counterfeit plate was hidden inside that statue.
You swapped a real statue that vested in your country the authority to rule for a fake. Doesn't make any sense that you didn't know anything.
It doesn't make sense? Where does it make sense? Can you prove that it doesn't make sense?
Ah,
Really got us. He's turned the entire situation around against us.
the proof that intercourse after which points to the man as a ring.
We can somehow find that proof now, that we can see to it that justice is finally served. Is there nothing I can use to break this case wide open? Doom, doom, doom. Doom, 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 doom.
I'm proud of the video. Those two items. You might be able to finally bring this man down. But the card is evidence for his care to hide away the secret. And the tape was stolen by Detective Bad from the police. They're both illegal evidence. No matter what, a protector of the law can't be allowed to use such pieces of evidence.
Needless to say, we Von Karmas are commanded to achieve nothing but victory, and by any means necessary.
Good way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside the court. I thought at the time.
I'm going to follow the path of Manfred von Kamm. And I won't follow the path of the Yatagarasu. What creed will I believe in? I want to pursue the truth, and I will sully my hands at legality. I want to pursue justice, then I will lose the truth. What is the law, and what is justice? Which path is a prosecutor supposed to follow? A choice. Made by my own hand, here and now. Use it. No limit to the law. Any limit that exists is set there by a man. When a person goes beyond that limit, then the law, too, crosses a new territory. For what reason were laws invented? The answer to that is what I must now show. Ambassador Alba, wonder if you might recognize this.
Oh, I wonder what that card is. I've never seen that before in my life.
It's a directives card used by the leader of the ring to relay instructions to his subordinates.
Oh, is that what it is?
This card was sent to the real culprit behind the KG-8 incident 10 years ago. A man by the name of Mr. Manny Cochin.
Oh. So why do you have such a card in your possession?
Because it was hand-delivered to me by a certain great thief, the Yatagarasu.
Yatagarasu gave that to you? Don't talk nonsense and let me be serious, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you have any proof that the card contains directions from the ringleader?
I know that the card is not the only thing I was given.
What?
This contains security force that was shot just before the start of the KG-8 incident.
KG-8 incident?
The card and the video. These two pieces of evidence are what will seal your fate.
Very interesting. I must admit, I am very curious now. Very curious indeed of these case-deciding pieces of evidence you presented.
The prayer of the Yatagarasu has been chasing all this time now. That's full. I can't allow this man with free reign for 10 long years to simply walk away. Now is the time for me to bring to fruition the valiant spirit that was given to me. Meh.
So what is this interesting thing that you wanted to show me?
Trump card and the videotape. These two pieces of evidence together make the ultimate hand. This is where the real meaning behind... real meaning behind Detective Bad's words will be realized. Detective Gumshoe?
Yes, sir.
What you see here is security footage shot just before the KG-8 murder occurred. From this footage, we know that the card is a directive card from the smuggling ring. This is a check to prove that the card was used to relay an order. Card in his hand.
Take that!
As you can see, Mr. Kojin is holding the card in his right hand.
I see. The killer is indeed holding a card with the exact same design on it. But that card and the one you have, just because they look the same doesn't mean that they are, does it now?
But there's a very easy way for me to prove that they are in fact one and the same. All we have to do is simply take a look at this.
This.
This dark red blood. Yes, this is your proof. Proof that the orders of this card were played out in that terrible tragedy. The blood belonged to the victim of the KGH incident. With a bit of DNA testing, we can very easily verify that as a fact. If you have no objections, then I'd like for you to take a look at this next piece of footage. This car that passed by in the front of the victim's apartment building. It's the official Cadopian government car.
What?
Detective Gumshoe, if you could please magnify the footage. Footage directly links to the smuggling ring with Cadopia.
Take that!
This section will make it all clear to us.
Oh, no. No, you must be very tired, Mr. Edgeworth. I saw the badge. I thought it appears to be complete. Well, okay, granted, we don't know much about it yet.
Great investigation may fall apart. It's time for you to retire.
But wait! I'm sure it was this area. Focus files.
So the footage directly links to the smuggling ring with Cadopia. Right
Take
here, then.
The shape of this pocket and the director's card in it tells that without a doubt the person is in this car is Mr. Kojin. The license plate of the car was captured for the security camera. A way that we could easily find out who was sitting in this car that day 10 years ago. Which is why I could say with confidence that you were riding in this car on that day.
You've done well, boy, to make it this far. However, about your claim that I was riding in the car at the time, that's going to be mighty difficult to prove.
How so?
The Principality of Cadopia no longer exists. So naturally, your record for that time period also no longer exists.
That arrogance. What he really means is that he's already erased all traces of them.
Are we finished here, boy?
The only weapon I have left for me now is this piece of footage. There's something here that I could use against him. Yeah, right fucking here.
Take
It.
that!
What the? Ambassador Alba! Yes, what is it? I was an army man at the service of Cadopia. And it was you who made the many missions you participated in a success, correct?
Quite a sudden backhanded praises, boy. Although, to be sure, the brilliant medals on my breast were awarded to me during the era of Cadopia. But now I'm the only one who owns this particular medal.
In that case, the only person that could be sitting in this car is you!
How do you figure that?
But the medal captured here in this footage is clearly the same exact medal as the one on your chest!
What?
This is how it'll be, but it won't look back. Well, this is the path that I've chosen. You've moved me with your devotion to this case, Mr. Edgeworth. Why is he talking to me? I can stand for me.
It's almost looking possible, isn't it? For the lot of you to have come this far. It looks like I just might lose a little game this time.
You might lose the game this time? You don't get another round, Mr. Ambassador.
Is that a fact? Very well, I've decided to confess and admit my guilt.
You're going to confess?
And I will accept whatever punishment that may come as a result.
What the?
Regarding the Damascus second murder, I admit it. I did it out of self-defense.
You're claiming it was justified self-defense.
The Master II attacked me, and I felt that my life was in danger. If I hadn't done what I did, I might be the one you found dead instead of him. What a pathetic performance.
I'm not giving you one.
Oh, you two really know how to laugh at inappropriate times.
If you wish to claim it was justified self-defense, then we will need some evidence.
It's always the evidence with you, isn't it? But if that's what you require, I'll provide. That man left a mark on me when he attacked.
What?
I don't particularly want to show it off, but this is proof that it was in self-defense. I'm an old man, and sometimes I don't pay enough attention when I show.
But the Master II didn't have a single weapon on his body. But the Master II didn't have a single weapon on his body.
Hold on, it's nothing to get worked up over because I hit the weapon.
You hit it.
I'm sorry, but as you know, a murder is a murder, even if it is in self-defense. And I couldn't let it become public, seeing as how I am an ambassador. This is the weapon you see. My special bonsai trimming shears.
Oh, it's covered in blood.
It was trembling quite badly during our struggle. But that's when he grabbed the shears that were sitting in my office and attacked. So you see, it was an act of self-defense.
Is he right, Mr. Edgeworth?
He has both a wound and the weapon that caused it. It's enough to declare it so.
This is proof that he was stabbed by the Master II, which is
No way! Oh, which reminds me. I guess there's still one more accusation I need to resolve. Smuggling and counterfeiting. Unfortunately, all of that is my secretary doing. I had no knowledge it was going on. Stop spewing nonsense. You're trying to throw my investigation on the bus in your desperation. If you want to get real honest, everything in this case can be connected to you.
The murder of the Master II was done in self-defense. In my trials, no man escapes his crime alive.
Perhaps so, if you were my opponent in court.
However, there's one very important fact that I think you may have forgotten.
And what is that?
That's what you mean. Extraterritoriality. Extraterritoriality.
That's right. This embassy sits on what is effectively Alabastan soil. So any trial that is to be held will be held in Alabama. Therefore, the crime I just admitted to will never be tried in your courts. Agent Lang, what is Interpol's stance on this?
Agents investigate. That's their job. The judgment of people who have confessed to their crime, that's the court's job.
Ah. And I've already confessed to all of my crimes, Agent Lang. Furthermore, by the very nature of my position, I have full extraterritorial rights. These rights are effective even on your country's soil. Therefore, no matter where a crime may take place, I will never stand trial in one of your courts.
That arrogance and your expression. That's nothing like the face of someone who's ready to accept the consequences. Don't tell me you have your own country's judicial system eating right out of your hands.
These crimes you all speak so seriously of. To me, this has all been nothing more than a game. You may chase me out of this embassy with your accusations, but it's no big deal. Alabama has numerous other embassies in other countries around the world. All you would accomplish is you would change the backdrop of our little game.
These two layers of protection that extraterritoriality provides him. This is why he's one of those who cannot be brought to court.
You see now, don't you? I live in a whole different world than you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go and fetch your eviction papers.
There's nothing we can do. Well then. Keep up progress, you betcha. Alright, there it is. Here we are. Alright. Weirdly enough, I am gonna call it. We made some progress, but I've severely impacted my health, or my health bar in this case. And I will say, I feel like a 3-hour one short stream is not too bad or too shabby, right? It's not a case scenario of like I'm not able to get doing it. It's more so like a scenario of like I should probably keep resting as much best as I can and like moving around. But a lot is not going to work out for me. Granted, I'm still sitting, right? But I don't know. I feel like it's not worthwhile to like keep up or keep myself up all this whole time. So I'm going to call it a day here, and we're just going to go ahead and raid ourselves over towards Rose, or not. Where are they? Do Nicholas, because why not? Why not? Might be fun. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you about Joe Spot Dandy. We're going to go ahead and raid into Nicholas Wraith, and in turn also Rainbow Rose, because why not? I don't see an issue with that. Do you? I sure don't. So, thank you for watching. It was fun with Zandy. Hope you all take care of yourself good enough. And I will see you in tomorrow when we're going to be continuing. What's the word? We're going to be continuing Danganronpa with Zero and Lucia, hopefully, maybe, probably, please. I'm going to try my best to see if I can make more content for that point. But if it's going to be guaranteed or not, then we don't know that all too well. I will certainly try my best, though. I'll give it my all. As best I can. Yeah, take care. Bye-bye. Have fun. Have a good time. Bye-bye. Also, just to let my Joy-Cons charge. So, fun.